YouTube? Okay, so today I am going to be talking about how to get accepted into nursing school. I feel like I've talked to so many people, and so many people have asked me, like, how do you necessarily go about, like, applying for nursing school? What are the steps? What are the classes I would normally have to take? What does the application look like? So today, I thought, it'd be perfect to make this video, so hopefully, I can help you guys out. So let's just go ahead and jump straight into the video. So just starting off with, some of the classes that you would have to take in your prereqs. Okay, so let's just say, you've gone in, you know that you want nursing to be your major, regardless if you came into college knowing that or if you changed your major at the last minute. Regardless, they're all one and the same, and you're still going to have to take the same prereqs. So as far as, like, the classes that you'll have to take, you'll have your science-based classes like anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, micro, chemistry, and physics. And as far as, like, the other classes that you'll have to take, 9 times out of 10 you'll have to take a entry-level math, so like an algebra, a statistics class. I know I personally had to take statistics. I think it was like I could decide between elementary statistics or I think like psychology statistics. I don't know. Either one, I ended up taking elementary statistics. Absolutely hated it, but still had to take it. A speech class, and I know with my speech class, I honestly and truly, at my school, we had the option of taking like a computer class or it was like intro to computers or taking the speech class. I think I decided to take the computer class. I never took a speech class. An entry-level writing class, I think I had like an English 1 and 2 class, or yeah, I took English 1 and then like English 2 I took online. And then I also, like I said, I took the computer class. So with me saying those classes and, those being your prereqs, you can split them up however, you want to, but at the end of the day, they need to get done, obviously. And those are setting the standard for your GPA, obviously. So especially with your science classes, you really want to take those serious. And I've said this before, and I'm sure I'll say it again, especially in your anatomy and physiology classes, you really want to pay attention in those classes. One, because those, that specific material is on the HESI. And then two, obviously you're going to need that information once you actually get into nursing school. So like I said, take those classes very seriously, guys. Do your best in them. Because again, those set your GPA, and again, you want your GPA, again, I've said this so many times, but you want your GPA to be as high as it can possibly be once you get into nursing school, and to even when you're applying for nursing school, you want to have a high GPA. Okay, guys, and then the next thing you want to do, I don't want to say you necessarily have to know exactly which nursing school, you want to go to, like at a certain point in time. Once you're realizing, okay, hey, I'm almost done with my prereqs, you need to start having options as far as, what nursing school you want to go to, whether you want it to be BSN or an ADN. I personally chose BSN 1 because that was automatically the school that I had already knew I wanted to go to since day one. That's just the program that they offer. And then 2, I know a lot of hospitals, some hospitals would rather take a BSN over an ADN. At the end of the day, we're all, registered nurses, but some hospitals are just set up that way. So like I said, I am in a BSN program. So you want to know, like I said, you want to know if you want to go, which program you want to go into, and then which schools offer what. And I'm saying this because some schools, they have different different tests for you to take in order for you to get into the program. So whether it's going to be the HESI or the TEAS, you need to know, what your scores need to be in order to, get into the program. My school we had to take the HESI. Some schools take the TEAS. So at that point, once you start realizing, okay, hey, it's almost time for me to finish up my prereqs, you need to figure out, or even if you do want to take both, I know some people that but I do know some people that took the HESI and the TEAS just because they knew they were applying to multiple schools, so they wanted to have both scores on standby. So that would be a great option. If you want to take both tests, go ahead and do that. So, okay, to talk about the HESI, and I know I have 2 videos on this already, so just a little quick rundown. When it comes to the HESI, I don't know much about the TEAS because I didn't have to take it, but when it comes to the HESI, guys, of course, like I talked about before, you have your science, your reading, your math, your grammar, and your critical thinking. My school, we had to score a 75, and I believe it was a 75 or a 75 and above, or above, in order to get our applications even looked at. So when it comes to the HESI test, guys, you want to make sure you know what sections, first of all, what sections count and, what sections don't count. I know my school, they looked at every section except, well, they looked at all the sections, but all the sections counted except for critical thinking. They just looked at your critical thinking score. I know some schools really, they really look at your A&P part. They don't care too much for the other parts. So like I said, you want to make sure you know the program that you're trying to get into, or the programs. You want to know, what they want, what scores they want, what they're going to be looking at. But at the end of the day, you want to take the test serious, obviously, right? You want to do your best on each section, so that way, you can have the highest scores possible. And then remember, when it comes to taking the HESI, I'm sure it's the same way for the T's, but don't quote me on it. For the HESI, you only have so many tries to take the test. So my school, for example, we only had 2 chances to take the test. And between those 2 chances, let's just say I took, my HESI January 1st. I didn't pass the section, so I needed to retake it again before the deadline. So I have 30 days in between January 1st, so obviously February 1st, to take the next test again. So with that being said, make sure, and I cannot stress this enough, I tell like my friends that are incoming, trying to get into nursing school now, I'm telling them, make sure, yes, believe in yourself, absolutely, you're going to pass them the first time. But at the same time, you need to make sure that you're allowing yourself that 30-day grace period just in case you do have to take that test again. If you know the deadline to submit the application is March 1st, you need to make sure you have enough time to retake that test again if you need to. So if you're taking the test, like I said, January 1st, you have 30 days again to study that section, and then you need to take it again in February before the deadline, obviously, to get your application turned in on time. So that's something you definitely want to sit down and look at. If, the amount of chances your school takes, because I know some schools, they allow you to take it more than 2 times. Again, but that grace period that you have in between taking the test, it could vary. So you want to sit down, talk to advisors, talk to whoever you need to, talk to people that are already in the program, so that way they can help you, and you can make sure that you're making the right decision. Okay, and now to actually talk about the application itself. Obviously, guys, I can only speak on the application that I've seen, or that I had to fill out, and I only filled out one nursing application ever, and that was to the school that I'm in now. So when it comes to applications, if you're doing multiple applications, you want to make sure, obviously, guys, you want to keep, I can't even stress this enough, I don't care what school you go to, you always need to keep copies of what you're turning in, what they send back to you, all the emails, everything that they send back to you, and everything that you submit to them. You want to make sure that you always keep a copy and keep it on file. You never know what could happen. You don't want them to say, oh, well, you didn't turn this in, so you're not accepted, you didn't meet the deadline, when in actuality you did. So like I said, keep the copies. So okay, like I said, as far as the application is, so with the applications, you'll have your transcripts, you'll have your recommendation letters, and that's why I said in a video before, you want to make sure, as soon as you get into college, that you're involved, so that way when it comes time for you to actually fill out applications, you have someone to write those recommendation letters for you. And then also, like I've been saying since day one, your GPA. The GPA requirement for my program was like a 3.0. So you don't want to be knocking at the door of a 3.0 when it comes time for you to, apply to your nursing program or whatever, whatever the requirement GPA is for your program. You don't want to be, just barely making it. So that is why I always say, guys, make sure you take your GPA serious, because later on down the line, it can either help or hinder you. And the next thing are volunteer hours. I don't know if every nursing program requires volunteer hours. However, my nursing program did. We had to have 40 hours of community service. And again, at the end of the day, I feel like it's not gonna hurt you if you do have volunteer hours, even if your program doesn't require it. It's not gonna hurt you to have volunteer hours. So that was another thing we had to submit with our application. So I think the deadline for our application was like, I don't know, September 1st or something like that. I got mine turned in immediately, like as soon as I could, as soon as I got all my recommendation letters back and everything. I got it submitted, and then we ended up finding out, I think, towards the end of September. And then, of course, once you get your application back, there's other things that you have to, there's going to be, you know, stuff that you need to do for the program itself, like getting CPR certified, a background check, all the immunizations, all that fun stuff that you have to do in order to, you know, be in the program. You're going to get all that back with your acceptance letter. So another thing that I want to point out real quick before I end this video is, if you, let's just say, you know, you start off in a community college, and you know, or even you just start off anywhere, period, guys. Let's just say you start off at another college and you're applying to another school's nursing program. And I think I've said this before, but I cannot stress it enough, because I don't want y'all to waste y'all's time or your money. You want to make sure that, you know, the classes that you're taking at the current college that you're at now are going to transfer over, because you don't want to be that student that you realize, okay, hey, I'm done with all my prereqs, like now I can start nursing school, and then, you know, you get to applying, and then the advisors tell you, well, you have 3 classes that didn't transfer over. That's a whole nother semester that you're going to have to wait. So, like I said, make sure, you know, you see what classes transfer over, what classes don't transfer over, so that way, you know, you're already prepared, and you know you know what your options are. So, with that being said, guys, this honestly, like the application process within itself, to me, it wasn't bad. Because honestly, with my school, I mean, as long as I did my part, then the spot was there waiting on me. And I mean, I feel like it's like that with any school. As long as you do your part, you get the scores you make, you do good in your prereqs, you take your prereqs serious, you get your application turned in on time, there should be, you know, no reason why you don't get into the program. And, you know, just, you know, shoot your GPA up there. I keep saying it, but as long as your GPA is up there, you're fine, you're good. Just take it serious. You know, if nursing is something you seriously want to do, then there's no question about it. Like, you'll be fine. So, I think that's it, guys, for this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, guys. I can't even express this enough. Every time I look at my subscribers, to me, I mean, it's a lot. We are almost at 500 subscribers. To some people, that may not seem like a lot, but when I first started this channel, I was like, I'm definitely not getting past like 50 subscribers. So, like I said, I'm very blessed. I'm very thankful. I can't thank you guys enough. I'm going to continue to put up videos, you know, as much as I can. I do start semester 3 next week on Tuesday. Today is Friday. So again, like I said in the last video, if you guys are starting nursing school this semester, good luck. You can do it. Stick to it. I know it's going to be rough, but at the end of the day, remember what your end goal is and remember why you're doing it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.